Watch that in. Tight end's right.
Detroit! Detroit! Set! 3-19!
A give. This is Cook. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Hot!
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to the City of Angels after this timeout. The Vikings on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Single.
All right, here we go. 3-19! 3-19!
Check pass.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky pass!
Out of the gun, Simeon. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine a head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. Cooper on the return. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. The tackle made there by Harrison Smith.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
A very solid gain of 27. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense, and you and I both know.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Daniil Hunter in there to get him for a loss of 5. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it.
This is caught at the 20, and he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Throwing is Mannion. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there to get him for his second sack of the night. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. Gone.
So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Cooper on the return. The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because
No,
we
check
often have the
Patriots.
feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case...
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Linval Joseph able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss. Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Hey, 4 down.
Here's Mannion. Flush to his right. And he's going to go down again. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Super.
Gone. Steps away to his left. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Here's Johnny Hacker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone. For a touchback.
Check 37. Check 37.
Leopard! Leopard! Here we go now. Blue 90! Blue 90!
You gonna get this, boys? You think you gonna get this? You think you gonna get this? Why?
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. Whoosh. And nothing but daylight ahead. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Vikings offense continues to pour it on. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. Carlson now to kick this one away. Cooper on the return. And the Rams getting set to go now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Eluding the pressure right. That is incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for L.A. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open. 3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Gone! 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 Detroit! Detroit!
26.
Gone! Gone! Gone!
They run it again with Cook. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 1st and 10, Simeon. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Gone! 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 Gone!
We got 4.
Here's Simeon. Trying to lay one up deep. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit!
Here's Simeon. And he's able to find Diggs. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
They pitch it out to Cook. Gave a glimpse of his quick feet, but not a whole lot of space down at the 30. The tackle there by Mark Barron.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
On 2nd down, here's Simeon. It's caught by Coleman. And he'll go down at the 28. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Simeon on third down. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain it.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. Taking it in. And this Viking offense is running away with this one. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Gone. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. A man who played on this very field for USC, Everson Griffin, in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. From the gun, here's Goff. Dumps it off to Gurley. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Back now in Los Angeles. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Rams on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Come on. You better. White Tiger.
A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. And now here is another interception. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Rams offense, they worked their way back on the field. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here.
Gun!
They'll drop to throw. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. And And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah.
Hey, look, watch tight end. Key him. Key the tight end.
Set. 319. 319. Watch him now, Barney.
They'll look to throw. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
He gets it to Cooks. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up fourth down.
They dialed up the blitz on third down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
Here's Johnny Hecker now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Here's Sherrills. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
They start the drive with Cook. He finds an opening past the 40, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Gone! Detroit!
They go play action here on first down. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Lucky 56. All right, here we go. Detroit! Gone!
A shotgun snap for Simeon. He's got the connection over the middle of the Dunes. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
No. Check. Patriot!
Hey. 4 down.
Hurry up, here we go.
On first down, it's Gurley. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. You gave the stat early on that he's one of just 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards last year, and then you said they needed to bottle him up for under 100 yards. He's way under 100 yards.
Bottom line, he's had virtually no success whatsoever.
And because of that, among a couple other reasons, they're down on the scoreboard. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
To throw on second is Simeon. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The result, a first down as the quick slant gets him 14. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hey, boys, we got four down.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this.
Hey, turn it up, turn it up. 6 guy, check 6 guy.
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game.
Detroit! Leopard!
Now it looks like he'll throw here. Lets it fly for Thielen. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Vikings! Adam Thielen, his first touchdown on the year. And the fumble recovery leads to 6 points for the Vikings. Carlson now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Hey, we
Here we go now. Green 39, green 39.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jaleel Johnson in there to drop him the 7th time tonight. He's gone down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second
check,
and a
Patriot,
bundle.
Patriot! No, check, Patriot!
He'll look to throw. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Out to his left. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up fourth down. Well, third down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
And the Vikings now heading onto the field. They have the big cushion. Here in the final stages of this one, I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one.
Double tight. We got 4.
They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do.